The City of Vancouver had its appeal for rent control on single room occupancy units denied by the provincial court. In the initial ruling, a BC Supreme Court judge found the city's decision to adopt the bylaws was unreasonable.
Disappointing. I think we're going to have to circle back and see what the next moves are.
Vancouver City Councillor Pete Fry says without a cap on rent increases, affordable SROs are becoming rare in the city, which is hurting the most vulnerable people because landlords can raise the rents to any amount they choose on newly vacated units.
And just really the housing crisis has exacerbated an opportunity for landlords to buy up this older stock and convert them, keeping them as SROs in the sense that they don't have their own toilet and their shared kitchens, but they're renting for significantly more.
In 2021, the city approved a cap to rental rates for SROs in Vancouver. Under the bylaws, landlords would only have a limited capacity to increase rent. That was immediately challenged by landlords who argued the city was overreaching its charter and that rental regulation falls under provincial jurisdiction.
The wording of the Vancouver Charter that governs the City of Vancouver is really antiquated, and it hasn't been updated in over 100 years. So Vancouver doesn't have the same power in this particular area that other municipalities do across the province. And so the wording needs to be modernized, and it's the province that can do it. So the ball is really in the province's court.
In a statement to City News, the province's Ministry of Housing says in part, quote, the 2018 Rental Housing Task Force carefully considered the issue of vacancy controls and determined it would have had unintended consequences of reducing affordable rental stock or reducing investment in needed repairs. Housing advocates in Vancouver sharing their concerns on Friday's court decision.
That ruling will be a disaster for people who are homeless. It actually could mean that over the next 5 or 10 years, we'll have a couple thousand more homeless people.
Tenant texted me and said, does this mean tents for us? And it will mean that for tenants.
There isn't enough social housing. There's thousands of people on the wait list for social housing. So the SROs are the housing of last resort for low-income people.
The City of Vancouver tells City News it remains committed to addressing the urgent need for low-income housing and protecting low-income residents of SROs.
SROs are the housing of last resort for a lot of folks, and without this housing stock, we're seeing an increase in homelessness. And so something's got to give.
In Vancouver, Angela Bauer, City News.